Hey, Doug. Hey, lurkers. Just waiting for a few more folks to get here. Showing 3 right now. Starting to wonder if maybe I should experiment with a different day for this stream. Maybe get a better showing. So how you doing? Yeah, it's always the fun trying to get things scheduled up. It's one thing when you're just posting videos because then, of course, people can watch them whenever they want. Hey, Richard. But when you're doing live streams and you want the main viewership to be while you're live, that's a bit of a difference. Some good news for a change. Lately, seems like it's been nothing but bad news. First up, got a new scope. Getting a weird green flicker with it that I gotta figure out, because that's annoying. But it's brand new. I don't know if that's something with the cable or what it is, but I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. Wahoo! Hey, we're up to 5. Richard, you're in a large flat rate. I don't remember if I told you that. Or might be a medium. You're in a bigger box now. I think it's actually a medium. Hey, Sandigger. Hey, Ringmaster Ray. Well, I just want to let you know. So that way, if you want to try and fill it up before having it shipped, you know. So on some good news. Reason I was late on getting started is because I was at Rick's shop today. And I tried to sell him some of his coins back, and he actually said no. He wants me to keep them and just hang on to them until I sell them, and then square up with him when that happens. And then he's completely fine with it if it takes me longer to square up with him. So all them coins are still going to be available. So that was cool of him. Hey, Bo. Guess it's a good thing having friends in high places, right? Speaking of Rick, I am going to be having an announcement having to do with him soon. For anybody who's ever gone to his current website, it's indiancent.com. That's his primary website for, his really high-end stuff. Mainly, the Indians, top pop Indians and stuff like that. So he is currently working on building a second website that is going to encompass a whole lot more of his inventory. So as soon as he gets that set up and lets me know the web address and everything of it, then I will let you guys know so you guys can go check it out. The Blue Indians. I'd do eventually try and actually do a stream with him. That'd be cool if I could ever talk him into that. But I know even if he said yes, I'd have to do it at his shop. He wouldn't come here. So I'd have to figure out how to do a mobile stream setup. Which, luckily, my laptop is the best computer in the house, so I know the computer can handle it. So who knows? Maybe that'll be coming in the future. So I am hoping to have this coming week's lot list out by tomorrow. As always, if it's not out by tomorrow, it'll be out on Sunday for sure. But I'm hoping to get it out by tomorrow. So keep an eye out for it. Just picked up a bunch of new stuff, so hopefully there'll be some stuff on there that y'all like. Oh no, the one he's working on right now is brand new. Or are you talking about you have a website now? Oh, okay. Rotated die, reverse flying eagle cent, 1857. I think it's definitely worth looking into. Yeah, I'll go check it out. If you want, Richard, you can send me that coin, and I will take it to Rick, and I will have him look at it. I mean, he literally wrote the book on flying eagles. Depending on what it is, he might even make an offer. I know you don't really sell your coins, but... the only thing with photos with a rotated die is you can't tell it's rotated in the photo. But yeah, it could very well be one of the... You don't have my address? Okay, I'll email... Yeah. Words. I'll email it to you. Let me do that real quick before I forget. Okay, I just sent the email. Hey, Westside. Oh, Westside. I was able to keep that barber half, so we can do that deal. Just shoot me an email and remind me what the deal was. Awesome, thank you. All right, sounds good. Got 5 rolls of uncirculated steelies. Do I want one? As a gift, or... Yeah, no problem. Now, Bo, just shoot me an email about it. We'll figure something out. I could definitely use them, that's for sure. All right, let's get to tonight's subject. All right, so as you can see, I'm sure by the title of today's episode, we're going to be talking a bit about what should I collect. Now, obviously, the easy answer to that is, collect what you like. But tonight is more about, for people who are already collectors. And maybe you already, you're getting to that point in your current collection that you're hitting the high end coins are all you have left to fill up. The stuff that, maybe it'll take you a while to save up for, or, you've just resigned yourself that you'll just never have it. And you're looking to expand out into something new. So this is going to be some suggestions of things to possibly look into expanding out into. And this is going to be in two parts. The first part is I'm going to give you an overview. We're not going to get deep into these, but we'll do that in later episodes. But I'm going to give you a basic overview of the top 6 countries other than the US that are collected. And then I'm also going to give some suggestions of American series that maybe you should think about expanding out into and why. So I want to have, unfortunately, because, I don't always have everything I wish I did, but so I won't necessarily have actual coins to show you guys for all of this stuff. But that's all right. All right, so the first thing we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with what are the top 6 countries other than the United States that are collected in the numismatic world. I chose top 6 because one of them I think is really important, and if I would have done top 5, it would not have been there. So Mexico's on the list, yes. But number 6, and the reason I extended it to 6 instead of 5 is because number 6 is Austria. And Austria has a few cool things going for it. One, it's got great coins. The designs on them are nice. They're good quality. And they should be, because Austria has the longest running mint consecutively running and has never stopped producing coins in the world. It's closing in on 850 years. Straight operation. So, if you wanted to get a full collection of Austrian coins, you've got your work cut out for you. Let me grab my Austria book real quick. So I know a lot of the Austria silver coins, for those of you that have been in my streams, especially for the sales, you've seen a lot of them. So Austria's coins basically break down into... Try and get that typeset. So they break down basically into cruisers, hellers, kroners, and shillings. So I'll give you a few examples. So like here, for example, this one is a 1952 5 shilling. Kind of a cool design. It's got the gear thing going on. Now, as one would expect, you know, a good chunk of Austria's coins that are the most widely collected ones are the silver and the olds, the really old coins. The oldest coin I currently have in my collection from Austria is this one. This one is an 1851A, one cruiser. Let me do that under the scope. Got a new scope, by the way, if you missed the very beginning. I just got to get that flicker fixed. So this one's from 1851. How much? It's not for sale. This is mine. It's from my collection. $18.51A. So that's my oldest. I've got it. I only have a handful actually from the 1800s. I have that one. I've got an 1881, an 1885, 1894 two heller, and then some from the early 1900s. Has the German screaming chicken vibe. And then of course, let me find it real quick. I got things ready in a hurry today, so I didn't grab out everything I needed. So bear with me for a moment. You know, like here's an example of an Austrian silver. So 1969. It's a 25 shilling. Sorry about the flicker on this camera. I'm trying to figure out why it's doing it. So this one is 80% silver. It is a proof. Low mintage. And then trying to find the others that are like the most common that you're going to run into. But common does not necessarily mean they're not worth collecting. Question is, do I have any right now? Honestly don't know. Alright, well it doesn't look like I have any in silver right now of the more common designs. But I do have it in the non-silver versions. So here would be an example. This is a 1975 10 shilling. And of course you guys I'm sure recognize that obverse. So the silver coins have, especially if you get them in high grade, definitely have some good value to them. Here's an example of another silver one. This one is actually from my collection. This one was a gift that Kelly Ray got me because it was my birth year, 1976. This is the 100 shilling commemorative for the 76 Olympics, 64% silver. So here's an example of one of their 100 shillings. So a lot of great coins from Austria, a lot of history for sure. Back, I wanted to say, I think it was like 2017 or 2018. They did their big 825-year anniversary of the mint, and they released a series of silver. They were silver medallions and copper medallions. And I'm not sure if I even still have the book. I did order the book at the time. I don't know if I still have it or if I sold it, though. I think I might have sold it because I'm not seeing it on my shelf. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But yeah, they put out a really cool book. And of course, you know, if you can't read Austrian, you wouldn't be able to read it. But it had a lot of awesome artwork in it, a lot of really cool graphic photos talking about the history of it. So yeah, that's Austria. So that is country number 6 on the most collected countries other than America. So country number 5, as I'm sure, I'm going to switch this so that, because that flicker is annoying me. Country number 5, as I'm sure will come as no surprise to anybody, is Germany. So Germany has, if you're going to collect a lot of Germany, you're going to have a little bit of work involved, because Germany has, if I remember right, it's 6 different mints. So if you're going to want a full collection, you're going to have to, you know, try and get all the mints of the different various coins. You know, and then of course you're going to have a, you know, roughly about a 40-45 year period in there where you're going to have East and West Germany. You know, during the unfortunate days of the Berlin Wall. So you're going to have to keep an eye out on your German coins to see which ones during that time period are West Germany or East Germany. You know, and then of course you got the Third Reich coins. And then you got, you know, going back, you got coins going quite a number of years back for Germany. Germany is, of course, is the marks. So that's your, you know, if you're not familiar with the German currency, their primary, what, you know, their version of the dollar is the mark. Now they're using the euro, but back in the day it was, you know, before euros, back in the day it was marks. Of course, you know, they have a slew of silver coins that you can collect. I know a lot of you guys, and I'm sure a lot of people that watch this in replay have a tendency to stick with silver coins and not really go into the non-silvers. I think that, in my personal opinion, is a bad idea. I think people should be more open to collecting the, you know, the coppers and the clads and all that, 'cause that's still a lot of very good stuff. Yeah, the German coins are great. And then, of course, when you go really far back, you know, when you start getting into like 1700s, now you're getting into when they had the German states. So you have a lot of German states out there that had their own coins. Sort of kind of like the Canadian bank tokens, or, you know, the American colonial coins, or, you know, Britain with the Condor tokens. German states back in the day they all had their own coins, so you can find a lot of that stuff too. And they had a number of different German states, and it's easy enough to look it up. You know, you can easily look up what all the German states were. And same with banknotes. For those of you that collect banknotes, they have a lot of the German states had their own banknotes as well, tailing towards the end of it, of course, because you know banknotes weren't widely prevalent that far back. But there are a handful of them that are still from different German states. And then, I guess I could show a few Germans since it is coins and we like looking at coins. I just gotta find some. Like I said, I did not have time while quickly setting this up when I got home to grab out everything. But I'm sure I can find some German quickly enough. Now, if I can even find one or two, that works. I want to pop that one out because that's going to be like an honorable mention country. I know I have some. Where are they? I love organization. I wish I had some right now. Oh, I did have Austria. Dang it. Alright, well, we're already past Austria. I guess I don't have any in here. I thought I did. What a poop. It's alright, I got my books. Just give me a random book here, whatever. Get out of the way, get out of the way. Alright. Germany. Alright, so some examples of some German coins. And of course, we're in modern times now, so now they're in the euro. So there's a 20 euro cent. Before that, their cent breakdown was the Pfennig. So that's a 20 Pfennig from 1969. Here's an example of a 50 Pfennig. This one's from 1940. And that's an example of one of your Third Reich coins. So it's got the, you know, the Nazi swastika on it. And here's an example of a 1 mark. Say 1991 G. One Deutschmark. And then an example of a 2 mark. Looks like right now I don't have anything higher than a 2 mark in my collection. A lot of it, as you get up higher than that, hey Dandy Dave, as you get up higher than that, you get into, you know, the silver. Your 5 marks, 10 marks, all that. And of course, all these countries also have gold. If you're looking for gold collecting. All right, so that was Austria and Germany so far. So that was number 6 and number 5. Now we're down to number 4. Did I grab anything out? Do I have anything over here? Yeah, of course I don't have anything over here. That would be way too easy. I know there's some in this stack. Find it. There it is. All right, so the number 4 most highly collected. Yeah, maybe I could do something like that. Why not? I kind of already do. It's just, I mean, it's not all nothing but that, but these countries, I do have at least some from them almost every week. So country number 4 is Australia. So here's an example of a silver 6-pence. And again, I will do, you know, episodes later on down the road. Plus, if I get into, you know, if I get back to doing my Coins of the World series, I'll go much, much deeper into all this stuff. But I'll probably do episodes eventually where I do just like a more deeper dive into the various countries. Here's a 1925 1 shilling. So Australia's coins were sterling silver all the way up through 1945. They were 925 sterling silver. In 1946, they switched to 50%. And then in, I think it was 1968, I'm wanting to say, they came out with the 80% 50 centers. So Australia, some of their coins are very high value and very hard to find. For example, if you start getting into like the crowns for Australia, I have never had one. I have never had one to even be able to offer in our sales. They're too hard to find. Same with New Zealand. New Zealand crowns are really hard to find. But yeah, I've had 1 or 2 half crowns of Australia, but never a 1 crown. Of course, Australia is another country that they're into the decimal system now. So now they're, you know, dollars and cents. Not bad for a penal continent, right? Another thing about Australia. And this goes into what I was talking about don't automatically discount copper coins. Let me grab my book. I know I have a couple in there. Where's my book? Here's my book. So the old Australian large cents hold a decent amount of value. Now, obviously, it's going to, for value, it's going to be based on grade for most of them. A couple of them are just because of rarity. But here is one example. Now, of course, as you get older, you have the, the King George on there instead. But these are the kangaroo cents, the large cents. The big old large pennies. There are some of the large pennies from Australia that in top grades are in the hundreds. So don't discount the coppers. And then another honorable mention for Australia is, of course, they are home of the Perth Mint. And the Perth Mint is considered by many to be the best mint in the world for, overall quality and all that of coins. They are considered to be by many number one. The only one that is actually comes close to competing with it is whenever you ask people what's the best mint, is West Point. As far as just, overall quality. So yeah, Australia, I love Australia coins. I advise everybody to get into collecting Australia coins. I think they have cool designs. They're great coins. You actually have Australia is one of those countries that back in the day, before they had the Perth Mint fully up and running, they had Denver and San Francisco mints help them make their coins. So you'll have old Australian silvers that'll have the D or the S mint marks. So that is the D is Denver and the S is San Francisco. Just quality of that makes them number one. Well, it's the quality of the coins coming out of the mint. It's, especially some of the top coins, they're considered to have some of the best designs. The strike quality is always really good. Something you'll rarely ever see from the Perth Mint is silver coins that have milky spots. The proof coins are top notch. They pretty much never have milky spots. So yeah, it's the overall quality of the product coming out of their mints is considered to be just absolutely top notch. All right. Hey, Ramon. That brings us, so that's that's number 6, 5, and 4. So we've had Austria, Germany, and Australia. So now we are going to get to number 3. Ooh, let me put my books away real quick before I end up with no room. All right, so the number 3 top country collected by numismatists around the world other than the U.S. coins. This is another one that I'm sure is not going to be a shock to anybody. Canada. So Canada is a very widely collected country. So a lot of the higher end of stuff for collected for Canada is, of course, the older stuff. It's your fish scales, which are the old silver 5-cent pieces. Canadian bank cents, the old Canadian large cents, are very, very highly collected. Silver Canadian dollars, half dollars. There's a lot of very, very high value key dates in both the half dollars, dollars, and quarters. And then as you get back, much later, the prices on Canadian coins just skyrocket. There are some Canadian coins out there that are worth, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. So that is, I think most people have seen enough Canadian coins that I don't really need to go real deep into them today. This is an example of one of the Canadian case proof dollars, 50% silvers. Hey, you and me both. If you get one, let me know. All right, number 2. Yep, Westside's on the right track. Number 2 is Mexico. Hey, there you go. Take a meteorite and mint a coin out of the iron from it. Then you can say you have a coin from space. So, of course, Mexico, a lot of what makes it the number 2 highest collected, and it actually does bounce back and forth between number 2 and number 1, is, of course, the reals. The 8 real is one of the most collected coins in the world. The famous pieces of 8. But while you might stop, you might think, well, okay, the reals are so highly collected, how are they not solidly number 1? The answer to that is because not all 8 reals are from Mexico. Some of the 8 reals were actually from Spain. Some of them were from Guatemala. They weren't all made in Mexico. Mexico definitely has one of the most diverse ranges of silver in their coins of any country I've ever seen. They have some very, very weird percentages here and there. Mexico silver is, of course, very hot right now. It's getting harder to find. But they have coins ranging from 10% silver all the way up to, 3/9's fine if you get the, the silver rounds. Million Spain Mint. There's some kind of asteroid coin out there. Did somebody already make one? That'd be cool. So yeah, so you got the, so the 8 real obviously is the most popular. You also have, you got the 4 real, the 2 real, the 1 real, the half real. If you're ever, if you're old enough to remember hearing people talk about, 2 bits, that was, or shaving a haircut, that was referring to the 2 real coins. And then of course they have the, the gold is, what is their gold? Oh my God, my mind just went blank. I know they have peso golds, but what is their Is their big gold coin still a peso? Hang on. That's gonna annoy me now. My mind just went blank. Libertad. The gold Libertad. And then they also have the silver Libertad, which is the 1 ounce silver. So, all right. And then that brings us to what I'm sure everybody has already been expecting as the #1 collected country after the U.S., and that is Britain. Britain is the top country of coins collected after the United States. Mostly for the half crowns and the crowns. The old condor tokens. Gold and silver tatas. The British gold sovereigns. Interesting history of Mexico. Became Mexico before it was New Spain. Hey, if you go back further than that, it was the Incan and Aztec. So this is an example of a half crown. So yeah, 50% silver from 1923. I've only ever had a few actual crowns that I've been able to offer out. They're hard to come by. The double florins are even harder to come by. There is actually a coin called a double florin. It's about pretty much the same size as a British crown. Olmec pre-Columbian tribal. Indeed. Oh, I know Aaron has a double florin. I sold it to him. That was the only one I've ever had to offer it. He's been asking for another one since. I haven't been able to find one. All right, so there you go. That is the top 6 countries collected other than American coins. So if you're one of those people looking to get into some world coins, or you're already into them and you're looking for a different country, those are your top 6. So again, that's Austria, Germany, Australia, Canada, Mexico, and Britain. For your tops. Now, one that I wanted to also mention that I think everybody should get into. For some reason, people just don't like these coins, and I don't know why. First off, you can get them for fairly inexpensive right now. And that's the best time to get them, is when they're less popular, because then they're less expensive. Eventually, the popularity is going to boom, and the prices are going to skyrocket. And if you're one of the people that got in, at the beginning, before they got super popular, you're going to make out like a bandit. So my honorable mention for world coins for tonight. There you go. Liberia. Liberia has a number of coins that are 90% silver, and then coins like these that are 3/9 fine. These coins are pure silver. And for the most part, you get these things for fairly cheap right now. This one's $22 for a pure silver coin. So as an honorable mention, I think everybody should look into getting into Liberia coins. Because for one thing, if you're mainly into US coins, Liberia, as we've discussed before during other streams, Liberia is the country that is known as Little America. So pretty much, God, probably 70% of their coins are American themed. So it's kind of like adding to your American collection. So that is my honorable mention nation for tonight. I think my advice to collectors out there, get into Liberia. They're beautiful coins. They have a lot of great designs. A lot of them are pure silver. 3/9's fine. Like India, except for the fact it's illegal to have shipped. Yeah. The only India coins you're going to get are the India coins that are already here. Same with Cuba. It's either it's the stuff that's already here or the stuff that, you know, people that run from Cuba and come here bring with them. It's the same way with ancients now, too. Ancient coins. The only coins that are legal to be sold now for ancient coins are the coins that are already here. New ancient coins coming in are illegal to sell because of the... I forgot the name of it, but it's because of a treaty that was made with a number of different countries because they want all of their ancient coins to quit ending up out in the world. They want to keep them, which honestly, I think Rome is getting a little bit ridiculous about that. That's just, yeah, you got to watch out for fakes. Have a good one, Bo. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. You know, but I definitely think Rome's getting a little crazy with that because, you know, take for example the Constantines. There are ridiculous numbers of Constantine coins out there. I mean, I'm talking about in the billions of the basic copper Constantines. That's why most of the Constantines, unless they're really high grade, like really good examples, most of the Constantine coins out there you're going to get for $5 or $10, even though they're 2,000 years old. Well, 1,700 years old, but close enough. So I think, you know, being all anal about not letting any more Constantine coins out, I think is a little ridiculous. They have piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of them that just sit in bags down in the basement of the museum that the you know, the ancient coins from Rome are put into. But to each their own, I suppose. Beer out the back. All right, so that brings us to now the American coin side. Again, we are talking about, you know, if you're looking to expand your collection and get into something new. So for American coins, I would always suggest get into the stuff that is, you know, the most undervalued of all of the series in the US coins. So things like get into shield nickels. Shield nickels are one of the most, if not the most, undervalued series in all of American numismatics. There's going to come a time that's going to change. People are going to get bigger into them, and the prices on them are going to skyrocket. Right now, you can get a lot of them for fairly inexpensive. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, VF examples for a lot of the years you can get for under $100 each. So that's not bad. Other series, I would say, you know, of course, there's all the obvious ones, you know, the different various silver series. Barbers, I would say, is a less appreciated series. I like to see more people get into barbers. And then the great thing of barbers is you have, you know, you got the $50, the quarter, and the dime. Depending on how you look at it, you technically have $1 too, because originally the Morgan dollar was going to be called the barber dollar, but they changed it. I don't know how many of you knew that. It was just because the same guy, I think it was because the same guy did the design, but yeah. But yeah, so you got, you know, you got $50, dollars, and quarters all to collect through the barbers. I know a lot of people are really down on them, and I get it. And I really wish they would do something new with it. I am right there with you guys on that one. Roosevelt dimes. Roosevelt dimes are really undervalued and underappreciated. Again, I understand the series has been running for just this side of eternity, so they definitely need to do something with those. But that's an example of one that you can get into. Get into Roosevelt dimes. You know, even the early silver ones, uncirculated examples of the early silver Roosevelt dimes are cheap. And it's just because there's a lot of them out there and not that many people really care about them. So that's an example of another one to get into. Another one I would suggest, American Series modern commemorative dollars. That, in my opinion, is after... I would put those after Shield Nickels as being the most underappreciated series in all of numismatics. And I would lump the $50 too. To get a full collection of all of the modern commemoratives would give you an awesome collection. And actually, you would be able to, you know, that's something that you could be proud of, saying that you were able to put that whole collection together. And continue to get the new ones as they come out. And it's always, you know, they're always going to be new designs, and it's just a really beautiful collection that can be put together. Of course, the modern commemorative dollars are all 90% silver, so you have that going for it, that you're going to get silver dollars. A lot of the commemorative halves do have silver versions, but they also have clad versions. They've got mint state improves on both, so for both of them you can get one or the other. Not every single one of them has both, but most of them do. You know, you'll get them from all the mints: Philadelphia, San Francisco, Denver, and West Point. They all work to produce commemoratives. So I think that's a very, very good series that if you want to get into something new and something at the bottom level before popularity really spikes and the prices go way up, that would be a perfect series to get into. Modern commemorative silver dollars. A lot of places actually market those coins as junk silver. That's how unpopular they are. With the exception of, like, you know, 10 of the coins that are, you know, the higher value, you know, the Buffalo dollar being, you know, I'm pretty sure it's still to this day is still the highest value one of the entire series. And even then, the Buffalo, you can get both, you know, a high mint state Buffalo or a really good proof Buffalo for under $200. So the top pop coin in the series for value is still under $200. So that's definitely, I would highly recommend, if you're looking for something new to get into, start there. Start with Start with modern commemoratives, both the dollars and the $50, because those are collections I really want to put together someday. I think more people need to get into them. I think the coins are great. They're beautiful coins. That would be a high recommendation from me, Mr. Cheapskate. So, all right, that's my spiel for tonight. And I have at least one person when I put out the thing about what people want to see more of in our three-legged and there you go. There's another. Ramon just brought up another series that has kind of lost it. Been lost to the wayside as of late. Buffalo nickels. Buffalo nickels are an awesome. They've always been awesome to collect. Even as a kid, you're like, "Ooh, I have a buffalo nickel." That's another great series to collect. I have a Jim BU buffalo nickel I've been trying to sell for 3 sales now, and nobody wants it. It's kind of ridiculous. I still got it. Get into buffaloes. That's another good one. Yeah, what I was saying though is I have already had one person when I put out a bin. Hey Richard, if you want it, I'll sell it to you. It's still here. It's blue. I'd have to find it again, but it's still here. Yeah, right here. 1938 Denver, Jim BU. $45. So yeah, that's now Richard's. That's one of just, like 10 really good coins that I've been trying to offload lately and not much interest. The other ones being, if anybody's curious, well, Westside's buying the barber half, so that one's already gone too. But the other ones being the Jim BU 1943 Walking Liberty. Check that thing out. That one's still available. The 1917 Type 1 Standing Liberty in an EF. That one's still available. The Unk Barber Dime, 1912. Richard, I showed all these on Monday. Why didn't you, or on Tuesday? Why didn't you just buy them that night? All right, I guess Richard's buying all these. So, Richard, I got you down for the Buffalo, the Walking Liberty, and the Standing Liberty. Did you want the Barber Dime, too? He hasn't said Ben on the Barber Dime. And then the other ones are all of the Rick Snow specials. The 1931 S Wheat Cent VF. Yeah, you want the barber? The 1908 AU Indian Cent. The 03 Gem AU. The 1899 Gem AU. The 1863 EF. And the 1859 EF. So a bunch of pennies. and all. All right. It's going to take me some time to get a new invoice together for that. I'm going to do those as a separate one to the one from the sale, Richard. So the invoice that's pending for you right now on PayPal, I'm going to do a separate one for these. But alrighty, you guys. This isn't even supposed to be a selling stream. This is supposed to be the non-selling stream. But I ain't going to complain. Yeah, so just remember when you go to pay it, you'll have 2 of them on there. So make sure you get them both. So I got a bunch of new stuff that I got to go through now. That I just picked up from Rick today. So like I said, I will get it. I'm going to try and get the new list out by tomorrow. If not, then like I said, it will be out by Sunday at the latest. So keep an eye out. And, you know, anytime you guys have suggestions for subjects for this show, let me know. Shoot me an email, whatever. Let me know. Give me ideas. This is going to become a regular weekly show, so, you know, right now we're on episode 5. I've already got a few ideas in the pipeline. And don't forget, spread word about our channel. Help us get more peeps up in here. Let's make this a super active channel. The more people, the merrier. The more people, the more brain power, right? Get more collectors means more people that know more about everything. Hey, Aaron, you're late. Stream's almost done. It's ending in 2 minutes. You'll have to watch the replay. Yep, that's one of them. And Doug, that's one of the subjects that is in the pipeline. Your collection's a mess. Don't know which way to store it because it appeals to many genres. That's a good problem to have. You still love your mess, and you're still adding to it always. I'm looking forward to when we can get back to a good spot to where I can start building my collection again. I keep having to sell it. But alright guys, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great night. Keep an eye out for the lot list when it comes out. I will see you guys on Tuesday for the sale, and then, of course, next week for episode 6. Hey, everybody, have a great night.